Well, thank you everybody for tuning in for an extra special update on Money Madness. Here, I am Heisenberg White here with my esteemed colleague, Conscious Type Person, and today our mission, as always, is to make you wealthier beyond your wildest dreams. And we are going to bring you some very important, up-to-date announcements on what is hot in the market and what is not. CTP, pleasure to have you as always.
As always, thank you for having me, and it's really important that people listen to what such a sage investor like yourself has to say. These are volatile times, and some days I just look at the news, look at the markets, goes up, goes down, and I'm like, oh my God, no!
You look at some of these assholes on Wall Street taking advantage of suckers like you and me, and you just think to yourself, these guys are sick. Where do they get off? I don't understand. What are they, bored?
So, but we're here to help. We're here to help you, make you rich in only in love and care for a young man, of course. But
Of course.
we're keeping an eye on the stock market so you don't have to.
Yes, round table, round the clock discussions on everything minute to minute that will affect the stock market today. We got news coming out of the Down Howard Jones stock. Yes, that's right. Big shakeups happening there today. First off, I'd like to tell you that although our analysis are highly trained, educated people, and they had predicted earlier that the Down Howard Jones stock was going to thrive in this market, unfortunately, it seemed only to be fantasies dreamt up online, and they were not reality. The things that we thought were going to come to fruition didn't actually happen when it came down to it. So we do apologize on that part, but we do have exciting updates, and they are as follows. If anybody is still at all investing, we're thinking of investing in Crime Watch Daily stock, I can tell you now is the time to sell. They're promising up-and-coming programs involving Chris Hansen have only proven to just falter when push comes to shove. They have yet to produce anything worthwhile seeing, and I tell you, unless they're about to unroll this Vincent announcement footage anytime soon, I have no reason to keep my money around, and I'm going to, just walk right out the door I came in, and as you are free to do. Yes.
I'm taking a page from Jim Cramer here and sell.
Yes. Love the bell. Yes. Hello, Lily. Hello, Freddie. Hello, Victor.
Hello, Lee. Hope you're feeling better, by the way.
Guys, thank you so much. This is really important information we're passing along to you by trained professionals. Now, let's see. What do we got rolling off the ticker here? Okay, let's see. Timmons Photography. Wow. Has taken quite a hit. Definitely down. And in fact, it's completely dead.
Yep. Totally. Yep. And it's there is actually talk of a merger, of course, a merger of I believe it's Steve Takes Pics Corp, and as well as the Mefetrich Corporation.
Now, funny you should say that. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the news. Of course, Timmons Photography was the top, followed briefly by the McFetrich Media conglomerate. Unfortunately, their stock's looking pretty bad as well right now, as of a recent legal shakeup on their front. The FBI showed up to their offices, raided, found that every single computer in the company was found with more than 1,000 photos of child pornography. The FBI, they just walked right in there, and they had knives and guns and knives and stuff, and they weren't messing around. That's being honest.
And there was another situation that evolved. Really how we learned of this potential merger is someone and this is being alleged by CEO Ernest Timmons that it was leaked to the press. Someone and
were we able to get a name on that character?
All he gave us was Kevin. He was unable to produce a last name. Alleged that the phone call.
Is this the kind of thing that he does often? This is something Kevin is known for?
No, and he assured us that no, this is not a joke, and no, this is something that but these are very serious charges. But he thinks that the company will survive. That's his case, and he's sticking to it.
Although the company may survive, he unfortunately has not. Our thoughts and prayers go out.
Yes, you
So
did
now
talk
it's
about it.
looking like if you are looking to invest, time to put your money in the hands of Steve Takes Picks. That media company is absolutely about to corner the market now with the ongoing investigation happening at the McFetridge media conglomerate. So I say Steve Take Picks, buy while it's cheap.
Absolutely. Yes, yes. Seems pretty evident that you should purchase that.
You should take your funds and invest them. Yes. Which you can do over the phone if you wish. So
Yes. What else do we have going on?
well, in the world of animals, we're actually going to the animal kingdom here. Weirdly enough, the Wonderler Dog Sitting International Corporation is sitting high right now. They are producing record numbers. As people seem to be trusting of this seemingly normal guy to babysit their dogs for them. And although the stock over the course of the past couple of weeks has sort of gone up and down, that is no reason to be nervous. Look, I know you're saying to yourself, I just get nervous. Okay, sometimes I get nervous.
It's like the stock is twitching or something. I can't understand it.
Look, I know you might be sniffing around for uncontrollably for some good deals here, but listen, I'm telling you, invest heavily in the Wonderler Dog Sitting International Corporation right now. They are poised to take their company abroad, and they will be doing things that you couldn't even imagine. Horrible, disgusting things that you couldn't even imagine with your hard-earned dollar that will make you rich beyond your wildest dreams. I say invest now. Buy Wonderler's Dog Sitting International Corporation.
I got to take a step back, though, and I'm not necessarily going to disagree, but proceed with caution on this. As we know, Wonderler has been known to take some big risks. He even said, I've gotten involved in some trading that I know isn't right. So
well, look, I understand. Quit dogging me on this here. I'm saying, if you want to see results, you have to put your money where your mouth is. You have to invest. And I know in a few weeks you're going to be saying, Dan, where's the return? Where's you're going to be mouthing to yourself real quick. Where's my return? I'm telling you, it's coming. Have faith. I say buy.
All right.
Yes. Now, we have fortunately a special guest here.
Friend Wine Lover in the chat there.
Wine Lover, hello. I'm so happy you can make it just in time to hear our large investment analyst, Michael Warwicker, who happens to be in the studio with us. He really wants you to invest anally, take analysis before you invest, and that's one of the biggest things. Michael, can you give us any advice in the stock market today?
Hey, look, people buy some things, man. And I myself have a lot of experience managing a small investment or a small inheritance, I should say.
Right.
But the money's drying up, and might be time to go back to work.
No, look, I think a lot of our viewers are a little bit, thrown off by the technical jargon we like to throw around, but I would really appreciate if you could give some advice, not as a experienced investor to another, but sort of as like a guy-to-guy thing here,
Guy-to-guy.
In layman's terms. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'd say sell. I'd say put half of your money in say something safe, bonds, CDs, and then get aggressive with the other 50%. It gets reactions.
I know it's hard to save though. Some people save up for so long and they just want to dip into it a little, suck on it just a little bit. What do you say to those people that want to just, they might want to taste that money a little bit?
I say creepy. That's a creepy strategy.
Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you, Mr. Warwicker.
My pleasure.
By the way, anybody in chat who wants to know the names of CEOs and how their companies are doing, you just write in the chat and we will absolutely look into it. Here's an interesting one from Freddie. A1 Septic Services. That is Lawrence Babysitting and Septic Services operating out of Maine. was reporting incredible record numbers up until the FBI came down and filed against them for fraud because they were reporting earning $11 million a day, and that just turned out to be not the case. And as things couldn't get any worse, the CEO and founder of Lauren's Babysitting and Septic Services took to Twitter the other day and tweeted out the following, and I am quoting, fuck by investors, they're all pieces of shit, and proceeded to follow with several series pictures of his genitals. The stock is sitting at a comfortable 0 right now. If for any reason anybody was interested in investing any sort of money, I say sell, because this man will scam you and take you for at least $30,000. Let's hear that bell again. Sell, sell, sell.
I absolutely agree. I mean, when you pull an Anthony Weiner, I mean, can you really have any faith?
There's no coming back from that.
No, absolutely there isn't, especially with the mini bone. I'm sorry, but.
Yes, thank you, Freddie, for inquiring about that. Yes. Now, at any point, my colleague here, CTP, might be throwing some names and businesses my way, as well as in the chat. If anybody here wants to know about any goings on in the market while they can get in, while it's hot, and while we're just spread wide open, and you can invest right away. Is what our motto is here.
I've been checking out the Perverted Justice
financial.
Yes, keeping track of our stock on these predators, and we got. Let's see. I saw. Who was it? It was Todd Spikes, CEO of the famous company Peach Eater Firearms Manufacturers, has risen all the way into the top 20, I believe.
That's impressive. Wow.
It is very impressive. So I would buy stock in that. And a lot of people have ethical issues with buying stock in firearm manufacturers. But Todd's a trusty guy. He's willing to lend you a cigarette, or maybe he borrows cigarettes.
He has actual experience as a law enforcement officer. I mean, you're talking about a guy with an absolute arsenal of a resume running this company. Just travels with him everywhere he goes. So he is prepared and experienced in these sort of dealings. So yes, one of the more up and coming promising companies on the market available right now. So I agree with my colleague here. I say time to buy.
And you look at a well-staffed company. Their PR department recently was taken over by Jonathan Stemmen. Boy, this guy is with a mic it's like he carries a shotgun with him anywhere he goes. The sixth sense that he that kept him alive in Iraq, he brings to that job every single day, and the company has been profiting every single day for it.
Fantastic. Now, what are your thoughts on the up and coming pizza chain, Sokol's Delights? It's an Italian place. They received some grief recently because it was determined by a colleague of ours who was actually a scientist of sorts, was able to do some research, and he found that in fact he was lying to investors and customers as well when he was selling a medium pizza that was essentially the same size as the large. Should we be concerned about this? Should we be worried, or should we just keep on eating the pizza?
I would say that's a tough call. I say sell.
He says sell.
And when you sell it, you can keep the pizza, whatever. Just don't keep the stock.
It's unfortunate. I mean, you keep talking, you keep saying it's trading at 12 a share. I mean, do you want me to use your words? 15, whatever. Yeah, it was a big company. It's just a shame to see it go this way. Yeah.
Yes, I'm not too familiar with the script that company has offered us, but I'm going to go with your take on it.
Sure. Just defer to me. I'm the expert here. It's my show.
It is, yeah.
Look, I'm the one who made my fortune investing in karaoke bars in Nashville. We've produced some major superstars out of that firm.
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, my one regret in life was I didn't get there quite in time to see this one promising karaoke singer who I'm sure by any means would have won,
I see.
American Idol. Yeah, it was
Place
just some.
yourself on the pedestal of having made the investment, but then just kind of brush away the big fuck up that is. Oh boy, that result in an FTC violation. I'm sorry, but you
Funny.
really, you had a shot at this guy, and he. Okay, well, we won't get into that.
No sense in living in the past. Let's talk about the present right now. Freddie brings up an excellent point. John Toupé's sports betting app has unfortunately gone the way of FanDuel and is unfortunately being outlawed by state governments left and right. They are not going to permit people to bet on games anymore, such as, I don't know, the upcoming Steelers and the Ravens game. You will not be able to bet on. So John Toupé, unfortunately, legally is going to falter at the hands of the federal and state government. So I say sell. That's a sell. That's a sell. That's called for the bell. Yes.
Oh.
Yes, thank you.
He can always take his headquarters abroad, as many of these companies do.
Oh yeah, taken abroad, you say? Ah.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Operate overseas, just avoid the state laws.
Very true. Yes.
What else do we have going on the perverted justice scale here? That's been moving up numbers, and people you're going to be wanting to look for. Trying to be normal, I think, is an important one. This is a antiques company.
Now, I see nothing wrong with this in terms of legally. It seems, he obviously doesn't want to get in trouble there. So, he's minding his business, keeping in close contacts with his colleagues over in the Philippines. And,
well, he's tapped into that market. He was, when a lot of people weren't and didn't, and, so, he had a lot of foresight, this guy.
Look, I'm saying, like, to not have seen what this company could have been. What have you? We had to have been blind or something to not see the potential.
Yes, but I mean, a lot of people looked at the Philippines and were like, "I have my big doubts that market."
And to them,
potential in that market. But this
guy, to those people that have their doubt, I'll say I'll shove my heavy returns down their throat. Is what I'll say.
And the balls on this guy, they're like eggplants. I mean, he was willing to make that investment when no one else would. Not that I've actually seen his balls, but of course, they're.
Yeah, they have yet to be seen. Yes.
Yeah.
But look, I'm telling you, in situations like this, it will work out. For me, it's worked out more than half the time. So I say buy. I
agree. Yeah, he's he's
ground roots.
He's a capitalist at heart, but he has a soft spot too. So he's just a really nice, mellow, nice guy. But he'll fight you tooth and nail to reward his investors.
I don't think he'll want to do that.
Why is that?
Wait, we got another out of Freddie. Do you see that?
Okay, yeah. Freddie's asking about Michael Willis's Beachbody On Demand. Do you know anything about this company? I know it's a relatively new one.
What? No way.
I believe so. Yeah. I just saw him. Came on the radar. Just very recently, and my first reaction was like, "What are you doing here?" And yeah, I mean, but it's
see, to me, something about Michael Willis's Beachbody On Demand, that just seems like a company that you just have to invest in. That's day one stuff. That's a common thing now.
It is. People do. They've diversified their portfolio. I know they've been suddenly manufacturing cookies, and they taste like they're home baked. Apparently,
home baked cookies. That's something that's not going to stumble off the market anytime soon.
Oh, great. Wow. So buy. I say buy.
Buy. Shoot. Let's see. Rammer.
Morrison's cookies. That's true. So Codfisher did bring up Morrison's cookies, which hasn't.
Hold on here. I don't want to jump through the batting order here, but the user whose name I don't know how to. Rammer Rosen 145.
Call him Rammy or her.
Rammy. Schumacher's party planning service. Sell anything involving Schumacher. Sell. That man is going to jail for a long time.
Well, until he goes to jail, he's going to Congress, though. Keep that in mind. I mean, that's
before he goes to Congress, he's going to college for sports broadcasting. It's not even the same guy.
Doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be.
So I say sell. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
You say sell, but keep in mind, if you're able to keep track of that stock very carefully, oversee it on a daily basis, check in on it. Just if he goes to jail, that's when it's going to plummet. Then you sell. But he is going to Congress, and he might even sue somebody, as I mentioned in the previous.
Well, Conscious, you know what you sound like right now?
What's that?
Somebody who's very nervous. Somebody who sounds very greedy.
Soy.
Anyway, back to Morrison's cookies.
Yeah.
Morrison's mother home-baked cookies. Yeah. This is a dueling market now with the Willis Corporation for cookies.
It is. And then, he built a number of plants up in the north. Some people he's overplaying his hand. I think he produced about a dozen of them. So,
well, that's okay. I mean, he had lack of judgment. So
he did. He did have lack of judgment. But I heard he's also planning on opening even more south of the border. But who knows? He's been known to go down there in Mexico for a number of things that, well, maybe we can't talk about on the air.
Well, thank you anyway for giving us a kick in the pants.
Absolutely, yeah. But I would say for now, focus on the Willis's company, and sell Morrison.
What's this? Alonzo Wade's Party Planning Corporation. What can you tell me about this? Is this some sort of up-and-coming rival to the Schumacher Foundation?
Well, how did he fare? Alonzo, of course, owns that company. How did he fare in the election on Tuesday? Remind me.
He unfortunately fell short to Meat Rocket's mother.
Okay, that's right.
So while he may not be fit for the political spotlight, he is a businessman first and foremost. And as our country will tell you, businessmen will succeed when and if they're ready. So I think it's only a matter of time before Alonzo and his company just, meet rockets to the top of the stock market. So
good. They'll have that governor to vie with. His party planning stock, boy, I don't know. I was looking at the numbers, and first I was like, should I sell? I was like, yes, or no, or maybe. You decide. That's your decision.
Well, the advantage is that he's cornered the market because there's nobody else that plans parties in the entire state of Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
In that realm, So,
and Danimation's here. Hey, Danny, what's going on, brother? It's been a while. Ice Truck Killers doused cookies.
Dosed.
Megala reading. Is that how you pronounce that? Megala? I feel like I've seen Megala around.
Hey. Happy to have you. And funny you should bring that up. The Doge cookies have picked up incredible traction in the markets, those states that have legalized recreational marijuana. So,
and yes. It feels like every election, another one.
If you really believe in a culture and a society that is capable of functioning and just being able to sit around the couch and watch Family Guy and get high, then I say invest. It's really a personal choice, but
yeah. I'm really impressed too with the leadership of that company. I got to listen to that young man. I thought he was really good on Opie and Anthony.
That's a good job. Well, it was.
But why would it? What happened? Was.
Well, it was until he sold and went public with the stock, and it sort of lost its personal touch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Well, we'll see where that goes. Yes. All right. Who else? Another one. James Klein's pepper steak, and yes, even included the slogan, "We prepared a little bit different way." You have any information on that? James Klein's pepper steak.
Well, I mean, I don't want to go to jail for insider trading. You'd get in trouble. I'd go to jail. So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We got a lot of suggestions coming in real fast.
Let's see. Did you bring any green? Someone asked.
Well, that's what this whole show is about, getting you that green. I mean, and we can save some when we get some, but yeah. Palumbo's day only casino taxi. Well, I mean, hey, it's a risky stock, so if you like to gamble, I suggest you buy.
As another member of the Megala or Magilla or whatever, Palumbo stock is at 35, 39.
35. Oh, man. This thing is just... this thing is up and down. I mean, at one point it's top, and then all of a sudden it wants to be top, but then it's the bottom. Oh, God.
Put those stocks in the refrigerator, man.
Oh, and Mr. Gigi is here.
Sell. Mr. Gigi's here.
If you've invested in Mr. Gigi in any way, sell.
Sell. Not a bull market.
Not a viable investment. Heavily advised against it.
Mm-hmm.
Heavily advised against Mr. Gigi. That's Mr. Gigi on YouTube.
I might be willing to reconsider if we get another Predator Chronicle. I might be. Maybe.
Well, Gigi offered to do another Predator Chronicle, but he wanted to blur his face and hide what he did for a living, and
we were willing to live with those restrictions.
No.
Obligatory mean comment towards Dan mid live stream. Okay.
Fun. Reborn, how you doing, buddy? I'm sorry. I love that comment. Reborn is an up and coming market.
Ramming greed, and I recommend. Yeah, I mean, like we mentioned, it's being legalized everywhere. Buy up that greed stock. He loves that greed.
I gotta offer my close personal investment opportunities here. Danimation is absolutely an up and coming market that is definitely worth the investment. So Danimation, invest heavily. Who else in this comment room should we invest in or sell?
Let's see. What else we got? Well, basically, we've touched on all of them. Freddie's still here. What do you think about the Freddy Krueger franchise?
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to imagine that someday it's going to be successful, but I fear that may only be in my dreams. So, yeah. Okay, well. Johnny Utah, Codfisher, all solid investments.
Oh, Codfisher, of course. How can I forget you? Yes.
Bye. Yes. Yeah. Hold on a second. What? Dr. Maurice Wallen? Did I see that correctly? Dr. Free?
Yeah, it's clump-free ice shakes and blenders. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Listen, I want you to listen to me. This is probably the most important stock right now that you can get your hands on. I want you to call your wife, get $30,000. Do not bring the girls. Buy. This
Absolutely. I got to take off. I'm going to do that.
Yes. If you're not doing that right now, you're ridiculous. I want you to just step outside, slam those cheap piece of shit sunglasses you have on the concrete floor, because you're only going to be wearing Ray-Bans from now on, fellas. If you want to get rich, I'm telling you, invest in Dr. Wallen's Clump-Free Ice Shakes Corporation right now if you want to be rich. That's what I say.
I was talking to a friend of mine. He invested in he took some bad advice from one of Dr. Wallen's competitors.
Uh-oh.
And the stock is tanking. And his reaction to me was, he said, "Officer CTP, I shouldn't have talked to him." I don't know why he was calling me officer, but okay, that's great.
Is that the truth?
It's the truth. It's
Are
the
you
truth.
are you sure?
Mhm.
It's the truth.
I'm not here to play games. Okay. I was, hey, when I bought some stock in that myself initially, I was scared out of my mind. So
I mean, you've never bought a bad stock in your life.
yeah, no, you don't know, you've seen my record. I have not. People asking about William Dow's spiked finger indexer. I better not comment on that. I actually produced an advertisement for that once. So
Well, can I say, I think personally that's doomed to fail. First off, while that may be interesting to the sort of adult bookstore type people, he seems to only be selling it to office supply stores. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's an incredibly missed opportunity. Very unwise business decision.
okay, I think this I think this investment is over. Sell, sell, sell.
So, all right.
Let's see. Oh, I also asked about Lee Greer's pickle-free cheeseburgers.
Well, look, I'd really like to sell. I'd really, really, really like to sell, but I don't know. I might be sticking around for this one, just riding the wave. I say keep it. Your stocks might be cold for a while, but be patient. Wait.
Yep, I say yeah, sit on it. I mean, if you have to, pitch a tent. Bring your bag, bring enough everything you need to stay the night.
Enough stuff to move in. Yeah.
And just sit on that stock.
Mm.
And someone mentioned he also did. Yeah, he did diversify with the cold fries. Doing what he knows best. Stick to
Forget Dippin' Dots. Forget Perry's ice cream. Forget everything you know about delicious, tasty, icy treats. Cold fries. Way of the future.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Palumbo's rubber-free raw meats. Thoughts?
I say sell because that just sounds disgusting.
Well,
it's not a clean company.
I'm coming to you not as an expert, but as like a friend, And if that's what you really want to say, then I'll have to take your advice. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not an expert on that stock or anything, and it is getting late, and I'm not an investor at night, so.
Ugh. Guys, this is like cutting edge, by the wire. Like this is the important stuff you guys need to know.
It is.
You want a career in this, so please keep them coming. Unless Conscious has another update on the market.
Well, I was just looking at that. Funny you mentioned. Let's see here. Who do we got? Producer Paul shot up to 150. He was way, way, way at the bottom. But that's, of course, the company. Producer Paul, they produce basically jugs of wine. And it's run by Paul Constantinescu. And, that's another good example how you have to just ride it out. You have to be willing to commit to these investments. Sometimes they flip out a little bit, but
Istanbul, Constantinescu. Istanbul.
It's yeah. So
Bald Beaver Hunters Therapy Services. Well, unfortunately, it's looking like they're going the way of BetterHelp, where they just happen to hire any sort of person off the street that the founder deemed worthy enough to be a therapist, which, as it turns out, after an in-depth review by the FBI, turned out to be just literally anybody. So if you're wise and you haven't already, I say, what do I say?
Sell.
They
definitely got in trouble with the regulators there, and I'd send them off to an island. So
Exile to an island.
yeah, I mean, if I had my way.
You think this is some joke? You think this is a big joke?
No.
Let me tell you, finances and the investment market, they are far from a joke. You know, what do you expect to do with your stocks, huh? We can do balloon tricks with them, huh? This is serious.
I was gonna sell, but it just ain't right. It's just not right. I was thinking about it on the way here. Just ain't right. I gotta pee real bad.
I gotta sell real bad.
Let's see. We had some others. Lily's back, wondering what she missed. Oh, don't worry, it'll be posted. But if you got any companies you're curious about, any publicly traded companies, feel free to.
Fortune 500 type stuff.
Positive thoughts going out to Lily too.
Hell yeah.
Under the weather, so hope you're doing better. We also got a question about way watered down alcohol. Yeah, that's true. I think Codfisher, are you still in the chat? He mentioned in one of his videos that Chris Urban went on to
great success.
Yeah, establish a distillery that specialized in way watered down rum.
It's just a healthier choice, and I don't see any sort of prohibition laws coming anytime soon. So I say bye.
Yeah, I looked at the numbers today. I was like, oh, wow.
Oh my.
Oh my. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know I profited that much, but
yeah. Wow. And look, I know you're thinking, when was the last time you had a really good investment opportunity? You think maybe 2 months ago. Well, I'll tell you a little secret. 2 months ago usually means 2 weeks ago or two hours ago.
Oh, yes. I agree. Yeah. And yeah, Palumbo's joke book. I agree. Just joking. So that a good reason to, but we've already told you maybe should avoid Palumbo stock, given it's just too unpredictable. But I think it's a great book. I think it's very funny. So I highly recommend everyone go out and buy it.
Look, I have this book. It's called Palumbo's Joke Book. I read it and I fantasize. I
was going to say, on the other hand, you might consider investing in hand jobs. It's in its I believe it's 20th year. Its publications. It's really gone up the.
I mean, this is for a book around so long. I mean, it's spanned generations. Father, son,
yes, and buyer and seller, and investor and employee.
You talk about this like is this some sort of mediocre stock, like the coffin blacktop sealant? That's not what we're talking about here.
So you're arresting me in book.
I'm not going to arrest you.
Klaba. Hey, Klaba.
What's up? I can't even keep up with all these. Jeff Stacy's Disney World tours.
Wait, who said that?
Freddie.
Oh, Freddie. Yeah. What's wrong with that? I'd buy it.
Oh, he retracted it. Oh. Well, then we're going to sell.
Sell. BAP's Coke can bottling service. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you saw how well they did last week. Go grab a stock market sheet. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I to be honest though, I have my reservations about it. I think more than anything, it's just after sort of they were just squeaking along for the longest time. They left sort of a bad taste in my mouth, reminiscent of raw pancake batter. So I have my concerns. Unless you can convince me otherwise, I'm thinking sell.
I agree. Can you describe that taste for me?
Oh yeah, like just straight up raw pancake batter.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's a good way to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
Klaba is bragging about his status in the NNN. Okay,
I know he's the king now, and I feel so ashamed after boasting for so long.
Humiliated. never sex again for the rest of my life. How the hell does Rami know about that? Okay. Let's see.
It was until now.
Hambubger's hot. Lily was asking about Hambubger's hot wieners. Boy, I would sell just based on the name of that company. I mean,
My God, like, we're trying to take this seriously. What do you think we're trying to do? Play games? No, don't waste our time with that. Come on. So help me, I will just completely censor your mouth if you keep saying things like that.
Heisenberg, White, and I should. What are we going to do? Just sit here and stare at each other?
Wait a minute. Clobberum, what are you saying? Past tense what? You're still in this. You have to still be in this. I'm so disappointed in you. Even though I was only going to go as long as you went, and then I just gave in.
Yeah. No.
CTP, you weren't even in it. You be quiet.
I was in the group chat, wasn't I?
Yeah, what does that mean? You weren't doing the challenge.
I was. I was in the challenge.
How long did you last?
Well, I kind of figured the hamburger pick was an indication of what had happened. So that was the idea behind it. Maybe, yeah, I could have clarified.
Is anybody in the chat still doing the November challenge? Not the no shave November. He's out. Oh, clobber. Oh, I feel all right. Well,
in the words of Eric Thornton, done. Done.
Mike. Well, hey, he beat all of us. He beat many of TCAP's top people. So that's a worthy investment if I've ever seen one. Okay. Invest.
Because he's past that stage on
clobber in time.
Ooh. I think this is the best place to announce it.
Absolutely.
Yes. Every investor in the country is going to be listening to this.
Yes. All right, we got off track very fast.
Yeah.
Clobber, you
what was the dog collar guy's name? McGilla asked, what was his name? The great interrogation footage, too. What's his name? What?
Yazin.
Yazin Asfor. Yeah. Yazin Asfor.
BT Dubs, Clob just sent you a link via Skype, in case you're interested.
McGilla asked about John Kennelly's bus driving service. Actually, it's I don't know if you heard the news today, but federal investigators raided John Kennelly's house. Turns out he was never a bus driver.
Well, I thought he was a teacher.
He was, and he had been unemployed for some time. So it was basically a big Ponzi scheme.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That's not the first time that's happened, right?
Well, it's the truth. And you should have seen. You didn't see the perp walk they had him do on television?
No.
Oh yeah, they arrested him and hauled him off, and he had his shoes untied as he was being loaded into the car.
My goodness.
Mm-hmm. It was dramatic. Lily Luna, I guess Donald Morrison also has another business, dialysis home services. Well, we were cautioning against his cookie.
We were sweating it out, but yeah.
What do you think about his dialysis company, dialysis home services company?
Well, I have my doubts, but I'd like to filter out, a lot of the BS and just get straight to it. And I'm looking for somebody who can just be honest about what their company is, And Donald seems like the type of guy that would do that. I don't really know where I'm going with this. I try to say filter as in like kidneys, dialysis. I don't know.
I hate when I get stuck into that. It's like,
because it comes so naturally. Otherwise,
gotta keep going. It's like tweeting through the scandal. Just tweet through it, bro. Tweet.
Yeah, Just always keep talking. That's our other advice. If you ever find yourself in legal trouble, personal drama, anything, just keep opening your mouth, and eventually the right thing will come out. You know?
Absolutely.
I mean, they might look at you like you're trying to make up a story on the spot, but
Just look at David Schumacher.
yeah, nailed it.
The animation asked about Stanley Kendall's
I
math.
wish that wasn't true, by the way, seeing as he actually wasn't convicted. But unfortunately.
You see his name on a sex offender registry.
Stacy Kutzler. Ask for his toilets. Look.
As well as ask for sanding service.
I don't know. I just really wish the stock would just stop jumping up and down. Just, quit shaking, try to relax, And one day if I'm going to sell otherwise until one day I walk in and I see that stock is at a comfortable level pace, rising normally, and I'll say, "What?" And then I'll keep it. But otherwise, I'm going to sell.
Well, you also brought up Safra's tennis lessons. And of course, those two were both arrested in the same insider trading sting operation. So Safraz warned him too about it. So I think we're both going to get arrested when we walk outside.
Now, there is, however, a promising opportunity coming out of Texas with Stanley Kendall's math tutoring services. I'm going to say buy. This is you're talking about a man who has successfully taught math for 20 years, 20 plus years. And a Christian nonetheless. So
I think you're right. I think the market's thirsty and is ready to take on more of that from Stanley. Ready to just
for several years, I think that a company will thrive. Even 10 years after the fact, they will still get involved and still just be digging and prodding and for a long time until it dies.
Yeah. Now, but he's dead. No,
he's dead.
Yes. She's dead.
Talk about something bizarre. The one single named Brian, his last name remains a mystery, has sort of paved the way in the real estate market. He, of course, with this company, the big housing market. You talk about a guy who just knows what he's doing. I don't know what it is, but he can walk into a house and say, "Hey, you got a big potential here to sell," and he certainly flipped the market many times over. So that's a sound investment if I've ever seen one. I'd say buy.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, this is a guy who knew what it was. He knew this was an opportunity to sell a house. So.
Yeah. He did, and it was and news of that broke recently. So they're booming that now. Initially, that was overshadowed by the rise in the stock by a prominent wheelbarrow company. So I mean, he was screaming the whole day, but like the wheelbarrow is in the way. But finally.
Brian's wheelbarrows
never get in the way. I think
but it's a wheelbarrow's nature to be in the way,
Yeah, I think one of my trivia tournaments. There was a sponsor, like it was like the wheelbarrow removal service or something like that. I gotta go back and listen to it.
Cod Fisher has brought up Roush's transportation. Says it's a definite sell. Never reaches. Well, it was unfortunately caught for fraud because, like Uber, it would charge by the distance, and it would end up taking passengers around and around and around, just racking up mileage over and over again, getting them to pay a bigger bill. And the consumers just weren't having it. They were very quick to catch on to what was going on. So, they sent a whole legal team after it, like a pack of bears after him. and he just wasn't going to survive.
And I mean, yeah, I wavered a lot on this stock. First, I was like, first I'm going to buy, and then I'm going to buy, and I'm going to sell, and then I'm going to buy.
Well, the first time I bought the stock, I immediately, I just sold it right away. I could have had 15, I could have had a dozen stocks of it, and I just walked out.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Well, listen, I'm going to defer briefly to my colleague here one moment as I go and or I'll just be on. I'm going to pee and grab another beer, so that's what I'm going to do. So you just enlighten the people, shall you? All right. Thank you.
Well, there's Panty Express 2 or 3 days guaranteed animation. All right, we're going to have to wait for Dan to address that one. Lily, we did actually discuss Michael Willis's home-baked chocolate chip cookies company earlier. You may have been out of town for that. Roush's Swingers Club. You could have 2 women. That's true. That's true. I think it's a promising company. Give me some sex, and I'll take the sex. I'll do the sex. Give me the 18, 19-year-olds, which I assume you find at these swingers clubs. The 13-year-old, God, it's gross. And then when you arrive at these swingers clubs, be prepared. You may be there for them sexually too. Okay.
How interesting.
Roush's Petunias. The P is for P. God, I've just been babbling here. I just
That's okay.
Come up with this shit on the spot.
Baby steps. That's it. Baby steps.
After 2 years of duty, he tried to form his own shipping company. Eugene.
Who's that? Daily.
He's trying to take on the postal company. After 2 tours of duty, they just chewed him up and spit him out, right?
I don't think he's gonna do that.
No,
right?
Yeah, but he did though, and it's gone public. What do you think? Buy, sell?
Oh, geez, I sold my stocks of that. It's gonna ruin me.
Bad idea. Why did you do this? Why?
God damn it!
No more sells, please. Come on.
Well, the backyard wrestling DVDs fall under the category of the McFetrich Media conglomerate, which we already said is in big trouble, and of course they don't like trouble over there. So
no, and I mean, what can you say about a company that even when they're under serious federal scrutiny, their CEO being charged with very serious crimes, even then won't hire a lawyer. They don't like lawyers. What can you say about a company like that?
Oh, hello. We have another analyst joining the team right now. Can you say hello?
Well, howdy, loved ones. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Hey.
I am going to add absolutely nothing to this.
Are you sure? Because we were just about to ask you about the incredible investment opportunity coming out of California with Sebastian Rodriguez's Tag-Along Energy Drink Corporation. What do you have to say about that?
I am buying, baby.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of the Roush Uber service. Because I mean, he'll take you around, but if you try to take his Uber service away from him, he'll fuck you.
And
I mean,
the name of that company is Jim Roush, Rauch. In case you needed to spell that out, Jim Roush Uber.
That company's got to do better than his other venture, the Roush's web pages. It's our business, as they would say. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm buying anything Roush related.
Yeah. Codfisher bought 22 shares of Jerry Griffith's apple pies, which turns baked in. With Tums baked in. Tums baked in. Now, you're familiar with this company, aren't you, Heisenberg?
Well, which company are you talking about? The apple pie?
Yeah. Then they were a sponsor of one of the podcasts, I believe, weren't they?
Auntie Adriana's apple pie? As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, they were. Yes. Viable company. Absolutely worthy of your investment dollars.
So
Bye.
comes into the pies now. I didn't know that.
Not to be confused, it's a confusing market. I'll be the first to admit it. You at one point you think you're talking, you're investing in one thing. It turns out it's her Aunt Adriana. I understand. That's what we're here for. That's why we're the experts here to, so you can avoid that confusion.
I mean, I don't know anything about the stock though. I don't know what to tell you. So
I like Lily's idea, the Timothy Kine Boys and Girls Club, minus the girls. Also, like the Timothy Kine Easter Basket Corporation that he's starting for 40-year-old men who still believe in the Easter Bunny.
Are you asking me if I still believe in the Easter Bunny?
I get an Easter basket every year, ma'am.
Michael Cyber's fruit. Oops. I can't believe I saw them again. Wow. That's right. Oops. He's done it again.
I recommend you sell the stock, tear it up, never go near it again. Oops. Sorry. Oops.
If you just bought it, I suggest you take it back. So, my gosh. 22 bought 22 shares. 22.
Oh.
You said your name was 22 or you bought 22 shares?
Did anyone bring up Lauren's babysitting and septic service?
We did actually. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, after some financial trouble is when he took to social media and tweeted out that he hated all of his investors and tweeted a bunch of photos of his dick. And,
yeah, that's never a good market strategy.
No, as it turns out, it's not. Ooh, Codfisher has a good one. You guys see that?
Dude,
the hand wash.
Because the best thing about that is it could be used for sex or it could be used for washing your hands.
Talk about a great ad campaign too. Such level of awareness nationwide because of those great ads where he would wash his hands and he'd go, "You see that?" and point to his hands, and you could see that he was not only never married but also that he had pristine hands.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm buying anything Dudinsky's a part of.
You're buying it?
I am.
Yeah. Do I need to review the stock numbers again?
No. I'd rather you not touch that thing over there. Yeah.
Meet Rocket's data communication services or his condom / balloon animal service.
Well, I don't know if I kind of want to talk about it, but I don't want to, danger the integrity of that stock.
Right.
How are we going to be careful about that?
Good point. Yeah, you got to be. We do have to maintain the integrity of that.
We're talking about the potential to affect maybe 4 or 5 people, 6 people, 5 people.
Right. We can't have that out there.
No.
That's right. Meet Michael Gentile's 6 senior citizen nursing home. Shit. I don't remember this one.
It's a good stock. Soon to be a bad stock. So. So I say sell. Ahem.
Oh.
Thank you.
Catholic Maids Counseling Service featuring Chris Hansen. Lily brought up. Yeah. Well, and now I think that's a subsidiary of the Bald Beaver Hunters therapy services, aren't they? Isn't it?
As a matter of fact, it is. And
sell, definitely.
Sell, even after being backed by that that actress. Oh, what's her name?
Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster. That's it. Jodie Foster personally endorsed the product. I can't believe you're willing to sell. But okay. Yeah.
People do some things, man.
Meat rockets. These aren't even companies anymore. These are just things.
Meat rockets hermit crabs. That's not a company, I swear. It's not.
Oh man.
Codfisher, I like that. Westerbeck Security Systems. We'll watch you.
Always watching you.
They might eat the chips while they're watching you, but
If you're asking me, I would say sell when it comes to Westerbeck. After a terrible year, he was begging his investors to stick around. It was a plea for help, and just didn't seem, I just didn't seem confident after that. So I say sell.
That's just a BS company anyway.
Mm-hmm. And he did learn his lesson the first time when his previous company went bankrupt.
Obviously not. I don't know, but maybe he believes in himself and knows that he's got something worthwhile, and he's saying, when everybody else is telling him he's down and out for the count and he can't do this, he says, yes, I can, and just tries and tries again. So
Kevin,
he's a faith in God.
Clown service, Lily, available for children's parties. That's terrifying.
Yeah, no, let's sell that immediately.
Clowns in general are pretty terrifying, but when it's Kevin Westerbeck,
even worse. In fact, let's short sell it. Since it's Westerbeck. See what I did there?
It takes us a moment to sell the share because it's under $5.
I watched his interrogation footage again recently.
You watched it?
Yeah, I did watch it. I was like, I'll watch it, and I did. And I gotta say, that is by far the worst of the Leprechaun movies.
Yes.
By far the worst episode. Yeah, I mean,
are you kidding me? That shit was scarier. That was scarier than any other Leprechaun movie I've ever seen.
Obviously, you've never seen Leprechaun in the Hood.
I think it's even worse than Leprechaun in Space, personally.
Well, hey, what are we here to do? Discuss the movies, huh? Or are we here to talk about a potential huge investment opportunities like an amazing corporation like Chris Hansen's chairs? Why don't you have a seat? I say buy.
Buy.
Buy, absolutely. I'm sitting in one of those chairs right now.
I say sell. Do you remember?
Oh, what?
Do you remember what happened with Chris Hansen's coffee mugs? Remember what happened with that?
I do. A lot of people were not happy with those.
His name is sort of tied to this inevitable fate, as it would seem. Well, as comfortable as I am in this chair, and as much as I'd like to encourage anybody listening to buy a Chris Hansen chair, just don't expect it anytime in the next year and a half. Maybe well after that you'll receive it in the mail, but well worth the wait, in my opinion.
Right. And a lot of times it'll get hot and you'll wonder how come.
Yeah. Look, I can't say enough good things about it, though. I'm sitting there right now. Let me get comfortable here.
It's a massage.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Oh. Look at it. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
This one's my butt. Danimation, I guess you must have missed the beginning of our stream here because we did talk about Timmons photography.
We actually definitely did.
Yeah.
We said the stock's dead. And because of some
is this Kevin related?
Yeah, the infamous leaks by the anonymous Kevin.
Fucking
yeah. Kevin, he leaked the rumor that Steve Takes Pics Corp as well as the McFetrich Photography Corp were merging. So it sank Timmons.
Sank him about 6 feet into the ground.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So did horrible things to his liver. That news.
Malik Washington SpongeBob jackets. Now he works with Nickelodeon, right? Because if he doesn't, then he's using their images without that's copyright infringement, which is bad. So I think his company's going to suffer. He's going to have to sell a lot of assets, including his vehicle, probably. So he might need a ride home.
Yeah, I'll say.
Oh, I like Hardchuck's maps, specializing in maps of California. Dig it. Wait till you get to the Baja Peninsula.
Well, I mean, personally, I can't say enough good things about Chuck Harding. I mean, he made a fortune over the years in the Navy and academically, and then the religious life, and he decided to give it all away. He's quite a philanthropist. At this point now, he's rich only in the love and care he has for his investors.
Right.
But personally, yeah.
And you're right. He does specialize in maps of California, including maps printed on shirts. Now, do those shirts have collars? Do you guys know?
No, they're available in suits, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. That's what I want to get married in. A suit with California maps printed all over it. And that'll be my vows. I am rich only in love for my fiance. We could do this all fucking night. Oh my god.
Really, there's so much, man, right?
You guys are just feeding me sponsor ideas.
It's McGilla. It's
Scott Pedersen's construction services.
Yeah.
Of course. How did we forget that?
Whose construction services?
I've never had any affiliation with that construction service.
I think about a long time ago I might have invested in that.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw the stock.
I know some people know that of me, that I'm familiar with the stock.
I might know some people. I know some flakes who might want to tell you to sell when you shouldn't sell. So,
Richard Burnham. What about him? He is funny.
That's all you have to say is Richard Burnham.
Just think of him in that little tiny shirt. 2 sizes too small.
Computers that type themselves like a player piano.
I had one of those.
Was it messed up?
Yeah, it was all messed up.
Like what?
Like that, like sort of like my chat. I'll be looking for work and stuff, and next thing I know, this thing just has a mind of its own.
Aye.
So yeah, the company that produces that, I suggest you buy. In fact, I am so confident in that company that I would bet my own children's lives on the stock. I don't see them, but I love them dearly.
Trying to see them?
Yes.
This live stream is messed up.
It is.
Del Harvey writes your tweets. What? Del Harvey.
Yeah, she is. She's like damage control for Twitter or some shit, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
So the next time you think about tweeting something out of spite or anger because you whacked your toe on the banister, she's going to be right there to knock it down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you be careful.
She's the Twitter police now.
Especially if you're Lee Greer. She's got your eye.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Lee Greer. It's Lee Greer.
She's excited.
Wouldn't that be wild if he got a Twitter? If today Lee Greer joined Twitter and posted a bunch of hateful shit and actual Dale Harvey saw it and was like, holy shit. That's fucking Lee Greer.
Mr. Gary.
I can't even read it. Go on, read it.
Okay. I can't read. Wait.
You gotta read it in the voice, though.
Mr. Gary's collection service for you when you lose everything you got.
Mr. Gary. Collection.
Okay, I'm gonna lose everything I got.
I
Mr.
gotta
Gary.
say sell. I gotta say sell because look, I knew what this was. I knew what this was. I just wanted to test it is all.
That's a different guy, though.
Wait, is it? Oh, well, don't I feel ignorant?
I guess they all look alike to you, huh, Heisenberg?
Wow. Were they not from the same sting, though?
Correct, they were. Yes,
Thank you.
but you're right. No,
Yes.
that's been. I'd say buy because it's been popular throughout the South, especially a lot of churches are buying them up, Baptist churches. So
I will say that all predators look the same to me. Yes, that's what you were implying.
yes,
Obviously.
correct. More from Lee Greer's fries. A lot of people asking about Lee Greer's fries.
Well, I'd like to believe that this is a hot stock to take advantage of, but honestly, right now it might be cold. I just don't know.
They'll forget your sodas.
Oh boy.
Might go War Wreckers. I can't believe this is Punch.
Where do you guys come up with this shit? Oh man. Oh. Thank you, Lily, by the way. Oh, brother.
Shit, you could do this just on Lorne memorabilia.
Oh man. Lorne is like the Disney of the stock world.
He is.
There's so many things he has his hand in, and his penis on.
It's omnipresent.
Why don't we wrap up next couple minutes here? Questions about Lorne stocks. After we address Lily's Maurice spilled margaritas, which what are you you're just referencing random shit now.
Chain of restaurants, Mexican restaurants.
Ah, that sounds good. I would eat there.
Yeah.
I say bye.
Yeah, but don't bring the girls.
No, of course not.
Not a place for children. Not at
No.
all. Absolutely not. But
It seems like by the list of like the most prominent stocks that we have to offer, a Mexican chain restaurant has to be one of them.
yeah. Well, based on the people I talked to, namely this guy on a bus, he spoke very highly of it.
Those are the people that you want to believe the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They are the most honest. Random people on buses.
Did you see this generic bikinis for when you just on your way?
Yes.
That's good.
I'm buying that.
Nathaniel, Trevor, Natalie's voice changer. Ooh, sell. Those things still take batteries and they fail all the time and it's very easily detectable. So I say sell. Ring that bell. Ring the sell bell.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
I wish I had that.
There's only one person that works on.
I wish I had that clip of Nathaniel freaking out over his stock failing. It would have been great.
Oh my god.
What?
His stock? You mean Apple? How did that fail?
Oh my god! No!
Woo! Now they're going to be branded losers for the rest of their lives.
All to the tune of Katy Perry.
What a pizza shit. By the way, if you have stock in the pizza shit restaurant chain, sell.
Yeah, they weren't what they once were.
They've gone the way of Papa John's.
They really have.
Their founder and CEO is kind of an asshole.
Lauren's Wheat Coffee. Someone's asking about Lauren's Wheat Coffee.
I say sell because he already gave away the recipe.
I don't know. I think there's I mean, are you telling me you don't wake up with a nice cup of Lawrence wheat coffee, put a little bit of the white stuff in, the
I
creamer?
do, and I'm saying that's why I can't. That's why we can't sell it. We like, how are we going to brand that when everybody can do it at the privacy of their own in their own home?
Because there's something special about it. You know, the way like your mother makes a special recipe that you just can't duplicate, like a
Like
pot pie
like
recipe.
a pot pie. Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But I'm selling that. I'm selling that.
All right, he's selling. I'm selling. All right.
I might keep it just based on my personal experience. This summer I traveled to Portugal, and
Down South America ways.
not quite, but
Portugal is what?
no, it's not. I kept seeing literally they have wheat coffee on the fucking menus everywhere I went.
Are you saying weak or wheat?
Weak. Yeah, just like Warren's coffee. They advertise it as being weak coffee.
Is it weak coffee and then regular, or do they have like weak versus strong? Or is there a coffee that they normally drink so strong that they have to have a downgraded option?
I think it's something like that. Yeah. But
Wow.
I think really that's more the espresso thing, and then the weak coffee is just your drip coffee.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason they feel the need to say it's weak. I don't know. Anyways, but if he's willing to try to bring his product to Portugal, don't oversaturate the market. But if Lauren takes his weak coffee over to Portugal, then I say buy it. But only if
That's assuming that he can somehow con about $30,000 out of investors.
Impossible.
No way.
mhm.
He wouldn't do something like that. We all know he's the man of
Well, not according to his mother. He's a good guy.
impeccable. Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. He's a man of impeccable class. He's not gonna con anybody out of money.
Let alone $30,000.
Fuck
Oh.
no.
Ooh, mm-mm.
I mean, this is a man who is single-handedly responsible for the invention of the door towel, right?
Right. Absolutely. I have one.
I think every home in America has one. What other way are you going to convince your neighbors that you're asleep
There is no other way.
while you're talking to your internet girlfriends, which we all have? You know, that's a normal thing, right?
Absolutely.
Just talk to a girl way younger than yourself, you know, for a month or so. Go out to meet her.
28-ish days. Sure.
Yeah. Portugal down south. Thank you for calling him out on that.
You guys did, that was actually an Arrested Development.
I thought it was Arrested Development.
Thank you.
That was an Arrested Development reference,
Oh, Arrested.
not to be confused.
Arrested.
Right. Yeah, that's true, Danimation. What would be the worst thing anybody has ever done is just scratching the surface with Lorne.
Right, I know.
So, I mean, like, only what we know about him. Keep in mind, we think we know everything about Lorne. I can promise you we don't. I'm
Yeah,
sure
there's
there's
more terrible things out there.
We need to
Absolutely.
hire a biographer.
and a private investigator just
Yeah.
to follow him.
Well, I should say hire an unauthorized biographer who will then have a private investigator dig up some shit. Because I think you're right. We only have scratched the surface.
Turns out there's like this whole saga where he like gave to charity and was like a volunteer for like most of his life.
Somehow I'm very skeptical of that.
Yeah, right.
I'm selling that.
Well, he tried to donate to St. Jude's.
Oh, he did try. He did. He sure did, and told everybody about it.
Yeah. Turns out that didn't work out, huh?
Lauren's treadmill workout for dogs. They like the treadmill.
Well, he took the lull yourself into shape concept and just said, hey, why can't the dogs enjoy this benefit?
Right.
This kind of cardiovascular workout.
Well, as good of an idea as it is, it seems to be faltering. Nobody wants to buy it. I mean, where are the dogs?
Lauren's massage chairs.
Well, they got recalled, right? because they were catching on fire.
They were?
Yeah, they were heating up so fast. People said, "Oh, this is getting hot. How come?"
Yeah. Nobody could figure out how come. How come?
Turns out, fires.
It'd be pretty great if that thing caught on fire, though, wouldn't it have been?
Wait, was his ass being massaged the whole time he was being interrogated?
That was his bot.
Yeah. Okay.
I think actually he turned it off before.
Well,
he got interrogated.
Kayla only told him to press the red button to turn the heat off, which he did. I doubt he turned the whole thing off.
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
That being said, you'd think you would hear like some sort of whirring in the background of the footage, like which
Tough to
I
hear
guess
over the crying.
which I guess you didn't hear when he was originally getting the massage. So
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. That might be a good. I'm thinking I'm buying those chairs.
Oh yeah.
ah.
Hey, Michaels, what's going on, brother? I love listening to your live streams. Hope to see another one soon.
Oh yeah.
Keep the streams going, guys. It's fun.
Goddamn
Hell
right.
yeah. If you haven't ever done a stream before and you want to get involved, let one of us know or host your own. I think people will be happy to tune in and catch it. So
Damn right.
hell yeah.
Everybody should do a Lauren video or a TCAP video. That's how you keep this thing alive.
Watch the same footage that all of us have watched a million times, and I'm sure you can bring something new to the table. Because it's been true so far.
Oh shit! How many times have we seen the John Kennelly thing, and we saw the earring for the first time?
Exactly. Yeah. Guys,
Animation planning a huge comeback. Is that right?
fuck yeah.
Shit, yeah, brother. I was saying, I was telling Susan this before our election night live stream.
Which is great. If you haven't checked that out, by the way, check out Conscious Type Person's channel. So, thank you.
Oh, yeah. Enjoyed that.
She was displaying her artwork recently. I was thoroughly impressed, and I was talking to her about that. And I was like, it's good to have some people with the creative spark. And I thought of Danimation, but I was like, I haven't seen much Danimation lately, at least when it comes to TCAP stuff. But that's good to hear, man.
Comeback, which is nice to hear.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's all we are. We're just a creative outlet. I say we like it's us. It's everybody. It is what you make of it. You want to bring something new to the table or do the same thing we've all done 100 times, go for it. Either way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, either way, we'll check it out. Somebody said, Danimation says we need to save Laurenography. I don't think Laurenography is done. The fact that this live stream is happening, the fact that you're all in the chat, it's still alive. It's just transforming. It's evolving. We learn from our past, unlike Lauren.
That's right. That's right.
That was practice at live streams. You do it from the hospital, you say, Lily. Do I sound like I'm practiced at it?
Yeah, I sure as fuck. Listen to one of mine.
Excuse me. This live stream took months of planning and millions of dollars.
This one in particular, but he's talking about we're talking about our usual live streams.
Oh,
this is a very special live stream.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, we're talking about money management and investing and your futures here. So obviously, we're putting putting all the effort into this one in particular, but all the other ones that look kind of similar to this, yeah, it's mostly just people turning on their microphones and just talking.
Absolutely,
yeah. So.
Lily had some good ones too. In fact, Lily should join us for.
I know she.
At some point. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I enjoyed her DMAC analysis.
She has a great intro as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I'm lacking. I don't have any catchphrase like CTP or Lily. I usually just go, "Hey, this is Dad Eisenberg White. Thanks for joining my stream." So.
You had one when you did a podcast, though.
I didn't have a catchphrase.
No, not a catchphrase, but you had an intro.
Oh, I'd always have an intro. I'd always go by a different name. I like to shake it up. That's the problem. I don't like repetition. which is bizarre coming from somebody who's involved in this community, which is only revolved around watching the same footage over and over again.
True.
Wait, Lily's never done one before?
She's never done a live stream.
Yeah, she's done videos, not a live stream.
Oh, right. Wait, yeah. Yeah, same difference.
Be careful, Lily. You might break the internet. You might break YouTube. I think everybody in the community would be there.
I'm already waiting.
Cogburn's jeans. You can keep your jeans in them.
Just wanted to yes, I am subscribed to Lily.
See, the problem with that company slogan or it's like you can keep your genes in them is you need someone to explain what that even means. And by genes, you mean DNA material.
Well, it took me a minute at first to realize what they were trying to say.
Yeah. It's funny too. Hamburger damn near had genes in his jeans. If Chris hadn't interrupted him,
That's very true. Yeah. Only that wasn't blurred. Thank you, NBC, for blurring that, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, I think we're about ready to wrap this up, guys. So thank you very much for tuning in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You guys are my boys. You're my bros. And come next November, we're gonna nail this thing.
We are, man. We're gonna get it.
Actually, I don't want to do this ever again.
This is the last time ever I'm streaming.
That'll be the last time.
Guys, thank you. So, almost at 100? Lily, if anybody in this chat isn't subscribed to Lily Luna, do it now.
Good.
I warn you, there isn't a initiation ritual, Lily. So be prepared.
It involves Cool Whip. What else?
John Franz's letter writing service. Megalia wanted us to read that. Yes, absolutely.
Letter writing, you say? Ah.
Can I have you read something?
Well, I'd like to talk about it, but it's out in my car right now, so I'm gonna have to send somebody to go get that.
That stock is plummeting. What can he say? He's ashamed. Sell.
Okay. I would like to send us off with a constant bombardment of bell ringing, and then I will stop the stream. So before I do that, though,
this won't be annoying at all.
Thank you for tuning into Heisenberg White's stream, and thank you to my colleagues here, Clobber in Time, who streams very regularly and always has something fun and interesting to say. Conscious type person, also the same. Just two outstanding, amazing people in this community. Please support them, and you know what? I think they're going to support you too if you're trying to do the same thing.
I at least wanted to come out and meet you because you are a cool person.
Thank you very much. Take us away, CTP.
All right. Sell.